Thank you, Dr. Burks. Good evening and welcome to the Spalding County Board of Commissioners October 20 extraordinary meeting. I would ask that you please silence your cell phones and all other electronic devices. At this time, I would ask the Vice Chair, Commissioner James Dutton from District 3, to deliver the invocation, and Commissioner Ryan Spalding from District 4 to lead us in the Pledge of the Flag.
Please stand and join us in prayer tonight. Our most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we humbly come before you tonight as public servants to thank you for this wonderful opportunity that we have to live in this amazing country, in this great state, in this wonderful community, on this amazing planet that you've created for us, Lord. Lord, we just thank you, and we want to glorify your name through our actions tonight. Father, please bless us with the Spirit, that it will come down here and be part of our meeting, that we can know thy will in our lives, that we can be better servants of thee, grow closer to thee, and be better reflections, be that light on the hill for others. Father, please bless all those that stand in harm's way tonight, medical personnel, law enforcement, firefighters, emergency responders, our military and otherwise. Father, please be with them and help them to remain safe and whole so that they can be reunited with their families when it's the time. Father, we ask a blessing that all those that are sick and afflicted will be comforted, and that thy will be done here in this world as it will be in the next. Father, we ask these things humbly in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
If you would, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. This time, I'd like to recognize the Deputy Finance Director, Jamie Tarleton, to present the financial statement. Jamie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there she is.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. Wait a minute. This one? The one at the light?
Down arrow.
The arrow. Okay. Sorry. New to the clicker. Okay. The upcoming presentation will summarize the county's financial activities for fiscal year 2026 as of September 30th, covering revenue collections, expenditures, and encumbrances for the current general fund and fire fund budgets. 3 months have passed into the present fiscal year, which accounts for 25% of the overall budget. This clicker is fast. There we go. Fire district revenues are at $33,340, constituting of 0.05% of the budget. The fire district expenditure is $7.7 million, and encumbrances are $7.1 million, or 40% of the overall budget. The chart shows cumulative revenues of $8.5 million and expenditures at $24.1 million for the third month of the fiscal year 2026. So far, revenues have reached 45% of the budgeted amount. The seasonal pattern, this deficit is common at the beginning of the fiscal year, as property tax collections are typically low for the first fiscal months, leading to reduced revenue inflows. All right, next slide is revenues. The county collected $4.4 million in taxes, representing 47.5% of total revenue. These taxes include real property tax, both current and previous years, interest and penalties on real and personal property, public utility tax, motor vehicle tax, ad valorem tax, tag and title fees for personal property, local options sales tax, alcohol tax, business occupation tax, railroad equipment tax, and other sources. Miscellaneous revenue is $528,000, or 5.7%, including income from resource officers, CI, and sheriff inmate department inmate phone commissions, inmate store commissions, CI detail reimbursement, motor coach trips, sale of surplus property, and equipment spay, neuter fees. The county collected $788,000 in charges for services, which accounts for 8.5% of the overall total. This amount includes various fees from the probate and magistrate courts, adult probation and supervision fees, inmate housing costs, medical and clothing reimbursements for both the correctional institution as well as the sheriff's department. Also, as revenue from the animal control, recreation fees, scrap iron sales, state collection tax fees, and recording fees. Licenses and permits, which include business, alcohol, building, sewer inspection, zoning and subdivision, and marriage and pistol license permits, account for $520,000 or 5.6%. Fines and forfeitures generated $512,000 or 5.5% of the total revenue from the Superior, State, Magistrate, Clerk of Courts, Victim Assistant, and Drug Abuse Court fines. Intergovernmental revenues totaled $2.5 million, comprising 26.6% of total reported revenue. These revenues are from local, state, and federal sources, including real estate transfer tax, Georgia Highway Safety and COPS grants, Performance Partnership Award, VOCA grants, Accountability Court grants, DOT reimbursements, FEMA, and Boost, as well as other grants. Investment income accounts for 50% overall in revenues, or 0.5%. Contributions and donations account for $10,000, or 0.1%. All right. Our next slide is going to discuss expenditures. Employee salaries, benefits, and FICA taxes account for 65.5%, or $9.8 million of the total overall expenditure. The expenditure for purchases and contractual services, which include radio and computer equipment, as well as software and office equipment maintenance, travel expenses, legal fees, dues and subscriptions, education and training costs, election expenses, telephone and postage services, auto and truck maintenance, amount to 11.6% of the total expenditure, or $1.7 million. Other costs account for 14.4%, or $2.2 million. This includes various park repairs and supplies reimbursements, T-SPLOS paving and sidewalk reimbursements, Cigna flexible spending account, street lights, the Griffin Spalding Development Authority, the airport, forestry services, public safety training center, the Griffin Spalding Archives, the health department, and the library. Supplies, including office and departmental supplies, utilities, uniforms, fuel, and small equipment, account for 3.5%, or $530,000 of total overall expenditure. Debt service, which includes enterprise, vehicle principal and interest, Noresco capital lease principal and interest, and other capital lease principal and interest payments on equipments like compact track loaders, skid steers, graders, backhoes, and compact excavators, account for 0.8%, or $121,000 of total overall expenditures. Next, we have capital outlay. Accounts for 1.8%, or $276,000, which includes supplies and materials for playgrounds, walking trails, master park plan, vehicles, public works, and park and recreation machinery and equipment. All right, slide 7 is bank balances as of September 30th. The Truist operating bank account showed strong financial resilience and effective cash flow management during September 2025. The account began with a balance of $21.9 million, with expected fluctuations in line with the county's revenue and expenditure cycles. Overall, the data indicates a well-managed operating account, strategic timing of revenue inflows, and controlled expenditures contributed to a strong financial position as of September 30th. The total balance of $44.7 million across all checking and investment accounts represents the county's overall cumulative financial assets. That is it for the financial presentation. Does anyone have any questions?
You said it was 525,000 in fines and forfeitures just in the month of September.
No, the recordings that we present to you guys are year to date.
3 months.
June,
Oh,
July, August.
It's from
June,
July
okay.
first to September
Yeah,
30th.
year-to-date for fiscal year.
Fiscal
I'm
year-to-date.
sorry.
I'm with you,
Yes,
I'm with
sir.
you.
3 months of data.
Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0, motion carries.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
You know, on
Thank
the
you.
one side, I was excited about that much. Then I went, there's a lot of fines we're going.
Yeah, don't we wish? Okay.
For that much.
Item number 5, presentation of proclamations. Recognition of the Finance Department for the 2024 GFOA Award for the FY24 audit. Ms. Dye?
Good evening, Commissioners. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am so proud and grateful to accept the Government Finance Officers Association's Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for the fiscal year 2024 audit on behalf of the Spalding County Finance Department. This is the 24th consecutive year that the Spalding County Finance Department has received this recognition, a milestone that demonstrates our commitment to transparency, accountability, and excellence in financial reporting. I am honored to receive this award for the past 2 years while I've been at Spalding County and share this achievement with my outstanding team. Special thank you goes to the entire finance department because without this team, this achievement would not be possible. Your dedication, your professionalism, and your attention to detail are the foundation to our success. This award reflects your hard work and high standards you uphold every day. We remain committed to serving the citizens of Spalding County with integrity and fiscal responsibility. And I also want to express my appreciation to our county leadership and the community for their ongoing support. Thank you.
We'll take a photo afterwards. We're gonna take a photo afterwards. Way to go, team. We're gonna get a photo afterwards. All right,
After the next
after the next one.
presentation.
All right, Dr. Ledbetter?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This evening, the Board of Commissioners will recognize Vice Chair Commissioner James Dutton for completing the Association County Commissioners of Georgia Lifelong Learning Academy in Economic and Community Development Specialty Track. This certification, which requires 8 courses, including primary topics such as land use planning, managing growth, workforce development, and tax incentives, equips county officials with strategies and best practices to foster a vibrant economic base. Commissioner Dutton's achievement reflects his commitment to professional development and ensuring Spalding County remains competitive and well-positioned for sustainable growth. And they sent
Look at that.
a very nice plaque
Fancy.
recognizing Commissioner Dutton.
All right.
Well deserved.
You all can get ready to come back up. We're gonna bring you up here in just a second. Yes. Big tall guy, get right in my slide.
bigger than my Eagle Scout flag. What am I?
All right. Item number 6, citizen comments. Speakers must sign up prior to the meeting and provide their names, addresses, and the topics they wish to discuss. Speakers must direct your comments to the board and not to individual members of the audience or the audience. Personal disagreements with individual members or county employees are not a matter of public concern, and personal attacks will not be tolerated. The chairman has the right to limit your comments in the interest of disposing of the county's business in an efficient and respectful manner. Speakers will be allocated 3 minutes to speak on their chosen topics as they relate to matters pertaining to the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners. No questions will be asked by any of the members during the citizen comments. Outbursts from the audience will not be tolerated. Common courtesy and civility are expected at all times during the meeting. No speakers will be permitted to speak more than 3 minutes or more than once unless the board votes to suspend this rule. Dr. Ledbetter, did people sign up for tonight?
Yes, sir. We have 7 people who've signed up this evening.
Okay.
First this evening is Stephen Paul Haas. If you would please step forward, state your name and address for the record, please.
Stephon Paul Huss, 245 Cotton Mill Court, Fayetteville, Georgia, 30215. I also own the property at 5 Whitten Avenue. So for 4 months now, I've been asking for potholes to be fixed. And there's been emails going back and forth, and nothing's been done about that. And I'd just like to, again, I'll see you guys later this week, because I know I'm on the agenda, but I still contend that Article 23 hasn't been fulfilled for the Mill Village overlay, which directly affects my property, and it seems like nobody wants to talk about that. I've done multiple FOIAs, open records requests, and I did get a new map last week that was signed that hasn't been signed on the previous ones. And I don't know why it was signed and dated back to March, when it wasn't given to me for the previous couple of months that were requested. So I've been told the last meeting that I went to with the zoning board that we wouldn't talk about this. By Newton, he was the one who said that, which is perfectly fine if that's the stance the county wants to take, and I'm assuming we're gonna do the same thing here like we did the last time I was up here 2 weeks ago. That's it.
Thank you.
Julia Maloney.
Good evening. Julia Maloney, 916 Hamilton Boulevard, Griffin, Georgia. I come to this evening to discuss the animal control. I am redressing grievances with our board. I am a former employee, as you all know, now turned whistleblower from June 2024 till June 2025. I'm very aware that some of the things that have been said by the board are absolutely untrue, and I want to discuss that. For one, staff members have not quit because of harassment from rescue groups. In fact, we never cared that rescue groups were complaining. During my tenure, 6 staff members quit or transferred, and they did so for one reason. And I won't mention that publicly, but it was because of shelter management. And I know that personally because of things that were said to me, things that I said between me and those staff members that we all discussed. Dogs are not tested for heartworm. 2 dogs, actually 4 dogs sat in the shelter that had heartworms, and they were not treated for heartworms. And this was well known. That is a violation of the Animal Protection Act. We cannot have shelter management violating the Animal Protection Act because they don't want to have to, they don't have the funds to treat animals. This is what doesn't make sense. You're willing to let an animal suffer in a kennel rather than humanely euthanize that animal. At what point does this become waste for the county? Honestly, we just had a dog return that had been in the shelter for 2 years, an unadoptable dog that I know personally that has severe kennel stress. He is unadoptable. Now he's just going to come, he was returned, he's going to sit back in the shelter for God knows how long. At what point is this waste for the taxpayers? Staff retention is an issue. I don't care what the state inspector has to say in her state inspections. I am very well aware of a relationship, a friendship, a history between the two, but that is an issue for the OIG. We can't have these battles between citizens and department heads. Grassroots movements need to form here in this county for animal rescue. Animal control is the ultimate authority. We cannot have a department head that is retaliating, wants to go at it with members, citizens, whether they're residents or not residents. Nobody has the right to say non-residents, people can't participate. I'm asking for reforms, and I will further redress grievances in emails to you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. County Manager, I have a question. Every dog that comes in our shelter is tested for heartworms.
No, not every dog is tested for heartworms. Only those dogs who represent with some type of ailment that is subject to heartworms are tested. We have a few dogs right now that are on heartworm medication, but one of those has been, I believe, one of those have been put down just in the last month because
Because of the heartworm issue.
the heartworm issue.
But that's the state protocol that we're using.
We are following the state protocol. Yes, sir, we are. Because I have actually called to make sure that we were following the state protocol.
And they actually come in and inspect and make sure that we're following all the state laws and state rules and regulations, right?
They do.
And everyone, including the state, says that there hasn't been any sort of wrongdoing by Spalding County Animal Control, right?
That is correct. That is what they have indicated.
And the definition of a whistleblower is someone who exposes wrongdoing. And since there is no wrongdoing, we actually haven't heard from whistleblower tonight, right?
I'm not an attorney. I can't answer to that one.
Didn't we just also have a Spalding County Humane Society? Didn't that just become official as well? Didn't that get formed?
I believe that the Spalding County Humane Society just was formed in the last month or so.
So there are citizen groups that are formed to work with our shelter here in town, right?
I believe so, yes, sir.
That's awesome. That's all good news. All good news.
Okay. All right. Next.
Heather Goforth.
Heather Goforth, 122 Woodland Drive, Jackson. For the last couple of months, many of us have attended meetings voicing concerns about animal control. These concerns have been heavily focused on the law, citing local ordinances, and state laws have been broken with evidence to support. Other times, direct experiences have been shared. This quote group of us, comprising of Spalding residents and some from neighboring counties, has included former animal control staff, former volunteers, local rescues, local vet staffs, a licensed veterinarian, concerned citizens, and more. We have consistently remained respectful and professional when speaking before you. What we have been met with in return, however, is frankly disturbing. On September 15th, one commissioner told these groups to, quote, get a life. Do you truly believe this to be appropriate commentary from a county commissioner back to citizens? On August 18th, a commissioner brought up animal control having lost numerous staff and directed blame on us for that. This was taken as far as saying it was, quote, harassment. Meanwhile, the board received a feedback form from a staff member in July telling their experiences and ultimately reasons leading up to quitting. None of these reasons had anything to do with us. Yet, another commissioner followed lead on August 18th, stating, it is just sad when former employees come in and just start trouble. Do you not see a problem with this? When former staff are trying to properly and respectfully address their concerns with county leaders, they are instead targeted in public meetings and talked poorly on. In the same meeting, a commissioner continued with saying that he thinks it is outrageous to, quote, have folks come in that are just upset that it ain't them anymore. The staff feedback form that the board received in July was completed in March while the staff member was still employed. Due to fear of retaliation, the form was not shared until the staff resigned. A former employee's concerns were addressed and seen as problematic both while as an active employee and after resignation. And then Chairman Davis, I did just want to say thank you for maintaining your respectfulness and professionalism so far. Despite being laughed at and told to get to life, you have not partaken, and you always seem to be focused and respectfully listening when we do speak. So thank you for that. Nonetheless, the point of tonight's meeting is to point out how the board's approach has been: defense, denial, damage control, and for what, why, who is happy, and who is benefiting here. The board is not happy with having to hear about animal control all the time. The citizens are not happy with the failing animal control, the board's response. Local rescues and local vets are not happy with the same. The strays on the street are not happy with birthing litters and being hit by cars. The animals in the shelter are not happy with going mentally crazy for 1 to 2 years, having untreated illnesses. The only person happy and benefiting here is the same person who the board claims is being personally attacked. But really, the only personal thing about this situation is the county so seemingly determined to protect one person. For what, why, and at what cost? And with the Humane Society, that was started by the director of the shelter, but it was a conflict of interest to have the shelter addressed as the Humane Society, as well as being the only registered agent and board member listed. So that has since been changed, but that's the background on that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Heather.
Ginger Borelli.
My name is Ginger Borelli. I live at 599 Smoke Road, Griffin, Georgia. I am here tonight because I believe our community deserves better when it comes to public safety and animal control response. On October the 1st, I called to report a loose dog running the streets in Sun City Peachtree. This wasn't just a stray wandering around a back road. It was inside a senior living community filled with elderly residents, people using walkers, people on blood thinners, and children visiting their grandparents. The dog wasn't acting aggressive, but any loose animal poses a risk, especially in an environment like that. I first called animal control and was told someone would respond within 40 minutes because I spoke directly to an animal control officer. When that time passed, I called him again for an update, only to be told no one could come out until dispatch was called, and dispatch was not answering the phone. So in other words, no one was coming. That's unacceptable when a citizen calls for help, especially with someone that could quickly turn dangerous. We should never hear no one's answering the phone. That's a failure of leadership and communication. To make things worse, I later learned that a woman from Sun City had actually brought that same dog to animal control the day before. She was scratched and bruised trying to help, but instead of getting support, she was turned away and even called a liar about those said bruises and scratches. That's not how a public service department should treat our citizens. That's not compassion, that's not accountability, and it's certainly not professionalism. This isn't about one dog. It's about a system that isn't working the way it should. When calls go unanswered and residents are left to deal with potentially dangerous animals on their own, that's not an inconvenience, it's a public safety hazard. I'm asking this commission to take a hard look at the leadership and operations of animal control. We need a department that communicates, that responds properly, and treats the people of Spalding County with respect. No one should be ignored when they call for help. No one should be called a liar for trying to do the right thing, and no one in our community, especially our seniors, should have to feel unsafe walking in their own neighborhoods. We can do better. I truly hope this commission will make sure that we do better for the safety, dignity, and trust of everyone who calls Spalding County home. Thank you.
Thank you, Ginger.
Dr. Levitter, I heard something about what the young lady just mentioned. I'd like a report on that. If we're not taking calls or if dispatch wasn't, that's not okay. Like, we definitely need to look into that.
I agree. Yes, sir. Will do. I took a note of that. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Rachel Sims.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Sims, and my address is 239 Valley Hill Road, Griffin, Georgia. And I'm here to just briefly speak on animal control. Here we are again with the same message, just a different week. While I appreciate that we've finally heard acknowledgement that changes do need to be made, I'm deeply concerned about how long it will take. I ask the commissioners to remember that while we as humans are figuring this out, animals are suffering. People are suffering. Just today, I opened Facebook and saw a public post from a citizen who said she plans to take matters into her own hands because dogs keep showing up on her property every night, killing her cats. That's what desperation looks like. That's what happens when people feel they have no support, no response, and no hope. We talk so often about mental health and suicide prevention, but what brings people to that point, feeling unheard, feeling helpless, feeling like there's no way out, that's exactly what's happening here. To both citizens and the animals we're failing to protect, the longer we wait, the more suffering we allow. Change cannot keep being talked about. It must start happening now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rachel.
Cindy Fetters.
Hi, my name is Cindy Fetters. I live at 158 Vaughn Road in Griffin, Georgia. And boy, that's a hard act to follow. I'm certainly not here to talk about animal control tonight, which is a very good subject. But just to talk to you guys about this firing range that somehow the city of Griffin has snuck onto the back end of the landfill on west side of Spalding County. I understand. For the past 10 years, we've been driven crazy by this practice range that has been slid in on the backside of the Shoal Creek landfill. We don't understand how y'all can put that out there, or how y'all can attach it to the landfill, but I'm sure there are several explanations for that. I really am conflicted coming before you guys tonight, because I understand the very importance of having our practice ranges, but I have lived in Spalding County since 1972, in the same spot. My mother moved on to Briarcliff Road in 72, my mom and dad. I bought my home on Vaughn Road in 1989. Raised here, went to school here, raised my children. They all graduated from school. Some of them serve in civil service to this day, so trust me, I know the importance of the training facilities, but I'm getting close to retirement age, and with all the tax-paying dollars I have put into Spalding as of today, I feel like I do deserve quiet enjoyment of my property. And y'all, whoever went out there and tested the firing range, y'all just must have taken a pistol. These boys are over here firing on cast iron skillets, they're blowing up bombs. We have felt all summer long, this has been the worst summer yet. The worst summer. It's what drives me to speak with you guys. We can't take it anymore, and we've got to get together with some concessions on behalf of the county to rectify this situation, or you're going to be seeing out of the west side of Spalding County exactly what you're seeing here right now. And I'm not going to stop either till some concessions are made, or you don't fire like you're in war at 10 o'clock at night, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, all summer long when our children are in the swimming pool, when I want to enjoy my coffee in the morning on my back porch. Enough is enough. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Cindy.
Dr. Labor, we actually have some good news on that. We're reviewing, as y'all know, we're reviewing the zoning ordinance right now about gun ranges and stuff, and we're taking that into consideration. I know that range, particularly even though it's a public service range, has effectively no sound buffering whatsoever. Any future ones in the zoning will be required to have sound buffering. Obviously, it won't be silent, but it'll also have time limits as well. So it'll be the same with like our noise ordinance, 9 p.m. type stuff. So good news on that front. We hopefully we'll get that done in November. So if y'all won't bear with me that long, we're still working on it.
All right. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Patricia Pritchard.
Hi, my name is Tricia. I live at 65 Briarcliff Road, Griffin, Georgia. I'm looking for some help, some avenues I haven't went down, because for the life of me, I cannot get public work out there to cut the ditch. I call at least once a week and beg, you're on the list. Well, how long is your list? They did come out with a zero turn and cut what they could. As he stood there and told me, he says, I'll come back out here and finish it when my tractor gets out the shop. Well, my goodness, where'd y'all send it?
'cause I ain't seen him. It has rats, it has snakes, mosquitoes, a little bit of everything going in there like a mulligan stew. I pay my taxes. I do what I can. You come down my road, you gonna know where I live, 'cause I look like the Addams family. Everybody else's ditch is nice because they can maintain it. I can't maintain mine because of the way it is. I'm looking for some help. I'm level 61 in life. I can cut this ditch, but it's gonna require a push mower, a riding lawnmower, a weed eater, and the good Lord hand on me that I don't fall and hurt myself, okay? So I come to y'all, begging y'all, because I call Public Works and beg them, when they do come cut it, the next day I call, thank you, I appreciate you. I don't let it go unnoticed, okay? Because I have to call and beg. Hey, but I'm on the list. What list? Please help me with this. I would like for my yard to look just as nice as everybody else's. But I bet you right now, you come down 65, come on up, we'll have sweet tea on the porch, 'cause you're gonna find me by my ditch. When I've got stuff down there taller than me growing out of the ditch, come on, don't I deserve a nice ditch? I'm just a good old girl that goes to work and pays her taxes and stays out of trouble. I'm just looking for some help. You know, don't pacify me, that's bad. Don't pacify me. Let's work it out. I've thrown suggestions out. Stop sign, brick wall, we don't do that, we can't do that. Okay? I'm even willing, and please don't spray no poison to kill it. Because the after spray kills my grass I'm trying to grow. Okay? There is a solution, we just gotta come to it, instead of keep telling me, we can't do this, we can't. What can we do? What can we do? There's this little flower that you can plant, believe it or not, okay? Don't get no taller than this. And it puts out a lemon smell, and you know what else it does? It keeps mosquitoes away. So that's a win-win for the county. Y'all ain't gotta be spraying no mosquito spray. I appreciate y'all's time and y'all listening, I do. And y'all have a good evening. Come see me, we'll have some sweet tea on the floor.
Thank you, Patricia.
Dr. Ledbetter, you got her address.
I do, yes, sir.
Item number 7, minutes. Consider approval of the following minutes. September 2nd, 2025, workshop. September 2nd, 2025, regular session. September 15th, 2025, extraordinary session. October 6th, 2025, workshop. And October 6th, 2025, regular session. At this time, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hands. 4-0, motion carries. Thank you. Dr. Ledbetter, I think there are some things on those that, okay. Item number 7, consent agenda. So that you understand, consent agenda simply means we just go through it quickly. We've already agreed to do what's going on with it. All right. Dr. Ledbetter, would you please read the consent agenda items for the record, please?
Yes, sir. Number 1, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 3200 High Falls Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Aziz Ali for Chevron Food Mart, no violations. 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1578 High Falls Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Umang Patel for Copeland Grocery, no violations. Number 3, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 3420 Jackson Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Shirley Ellis for Circle K, number 2723 331, no violations. Number 4, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine. For the retail sale of beer for the following 2026 High Falls Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. James Joy for High Falls Country Store, no violations. Number 5, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer, wine, and liquor package store for the following 2004 North Expressway, Griffin, Georgia 30223. BJ Patel for BJ Sons, no violation. Number 6, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1638 Highway 41, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Nalee Gregory for racetrack number 2495, no violations. Number 7, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 4200 North Expressway, Hampton, Georgia 30238. Nalee Gregory for racetrack number 182, no violations. 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 7652 Highway 16 West, Brooks, Georgia 30205. Richard Corbin for Huckabee's, no violation. Number 9, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1911 Old Atlanta Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Rafiq Jabrani for Neighbors Mart, no violations. Number 10, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer, wine, and liquor package store for the following: 1301 North Hill Street, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Diane Sukjoy for Sam's Package Store, no violations. Number 11, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for the retail sale of beer, wine, and liquor package store for the following: 7770 Noonan Road, Brooks, Georgia 30205. Kareem Dothia for Hub Bottle Shop, no violations. 12, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 3244 Fayetteville Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Wasim Khan for S&M Grocery, no violation. 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval for the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer for the following: 390 Airport Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Patrick Yakam for Monoprix Food Mart, no violations. Number 14, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer, wine, and liquor package store for the following: 1557 Williamson Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Kumar Patel for Carver Bottle Shop, no violations. Number 15, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval for the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 4243 Jackson Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Bakhobi Patel for Ringgold Grocery, no violations. Number 16, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer, wine, and liquor package store for the following: 3430 Highway 155, Locust Grove, Georgia 30248. Baljinder Sin for Highway 155 package store, no violations. Number 17, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1650 North Hill Street, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Barath Kumar Punogati for A1 Food Mart, no violations. Number 18, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1735 Zebulon Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Philip Beckler for Ingalls, no violations. Number 19, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1600 Williamson Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Akbar Jawani for 362 Express, no violations. Number 20, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1700 Zebulon Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Yasmin Jawani for JV's Corner, no violations. Number 21, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1779 Zebulon Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Yasmin Jawani for Food Station Buddies, no violations. Number 22, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval for the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer, wine, and liquor package store for the following: 1740 Zebulon Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. So Tetra Kong for the Liquor Gate, no violations. Number 23, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for consumption on premises of beer, wine, and liquor for the following: 1435 Zebulon Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. George Francis Crosby for Griffin Moose Lodge, no violations. Number 24, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for consumption on premises of beer, wine, and liquor for the following: 250 Del Webb Boulevard, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Douglas Byron Cook for Sun City Peachtree Golf Club, no violations. Number 25, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 1639 North Hill Street, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Depon DeSalle for Sitco, no violations. Number 26, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval for the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 4275 Highway 19, Hampton, Georgia 30228. Shir Kamar Narendrabai, please forgive me, for Tony's One Stop, no violations. Number 27, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 2903 North Expressway, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Mayor Patel for Expressway Food Mart, no violations. 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 2529 Old Atlanta Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Shanaz Bandani for Supermart, no violations. Number 29, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 2790 East McIntosh Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Tushar Patel for Royal 76, no violations. Number 30, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval for the following 2026 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer and wine for the following: 4290 Noonan Road, Griffin, Georgia 30223. Anahita Ramadaya for North Food Mart, no violations. Number 31, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal of wholesale distribution of beer, wine, and liquor for the following: 915 South Pine Hill Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. William Madison for Beverage South, no violations. And finally, number 32, 2026 alcohol renewal. Consider approval of the following 26 alcohol renewal for retail sale of beer, wine, and liquor package store for the following: 4319 Noonan Road, Griffin, Georgia 30224. Sudra Ali for Zatella Express, no violations.
Let's give him a hand for all that. Thank you. Are there any consent agenda items that members would like to exclude from the consent agenda for further discussion?
None of them had violations. Motion to approve.
Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion and a second discussion. County manager and attorney, would you please get together, figure this out?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, all those in favor, please signify by raising your hands. 4-0, motion carries. Item number 9, old business. The first item under old business is for the Board of Commissioners to rescind the previous millage rate and consider approval of the Griffin Spalding Board of Education's millage rate. Due to the change in the appeals process, the Board of Education readopted their millage rate, and now the Board of Commissioners, as a matter of law, must readopt the millage rate. The Board of Commissioners does not set the millage rate for the Board of Education, but we are required to adopt the millage rate prior to submitting the document to the state. In other words, we consolidate one from everything in Spalding County. At this time, do I have a motion? This is to rescind and approve. Can we do both those?
That should be two separate motions.
Okay, can I have
Motion to rescind.
a motion to rescind?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, we don't really have latitude here. We don't get to make their millage rate. We don't get to decide their millage rate. This is a pro forma vote. It's not really any.
Just consolidating, so all of it goes from Spalding County goes to.
So again, just to make sure, this is not based on our opinion. This is not based on our numbers. This is not based on our budget. We have nothing to do with this. We simply, by law, must approve another governmental entity who is a separately elected millage rate. Just don't want anyone to think that we actually have anything to do with this.
All right. Any other comments, discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0. Motion carries.
Now motion to approve the.
Motion to adopt.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to adopt? All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Did I hear a second?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fine.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0, motion carries. Just as a point on the millage rate that we just adopted, this is a big deal for our county. This is what, at least in my mind, should be not just a millage rate reduction. This should be a very small tax reduction on the average home. Now, I say that with average home. That does not mean that every home will get a tax reduction, but the average home across our county should get a small tax reduction, and it should be the first time we have done this in a long, long, long time. The first part of it was we took a full rollback, which is the first time we have done that in 20 years that we know of. Before that, we're not so certain. So this is a really big deal in case you haven't been paying attention with what we're talking about. All right. Have we voted?
We did, yes,
All
sir.
right. Item number 2. At our last meeting, Orchard Hill contacted Dr. Ledbetter and indicated the city would prefer to have Janet Road and Johnson Road resurfaced instead of Swint Road. To keep the approval process accurate, our county manager has asked that we consider approval of change order to remove Swint Road and replace it with Johnson Road for resurfacing in Orchard Hill. County manager, would you explain all that to us to make
Yes,
sure?
yes, sir. So we went back and took a look at what the cost difference was. There's no difference in cost for resurfacing. The MOB cost is exactly the same for E.R. Snell to roll in and perform the resurface work on Johnston and Janet Road. TJ and I, Director Enberger and I actually sat down and we looked at how we performed the road assessment survey that was just recently done with the radar. Johnston was worse than Swint Road inside of Orchard Hill, and we agree with Mayor Spradlin and with the council in Orchard Hill, and that's why you have that request in front of you. And we would ask that you afford us the opportunity to move forward to quickly resurface those 2 roads before we lose the season this year as the temperatures are increasing or decreasing quickly.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'm proud to make that motion as the representative over that district.
Okay. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Yes, I want to make sure the way this system we set up for T-Splosh was the specific roads were allocated from 1 to 100 or whatever. Secondarily, we had specific money that we gave to Orchard Hill to be able to do this. This was their decision on what they wanted to do. They originally said 1, and now they have changed, but it's all basically their money. By the way, we had a referendum. The referendum passed, so the citizens said, Orchard Hill, you have this amount of money to do it.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
All right. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0, motion carries. Thank you. New business. Now we need to go into a public hearing for the adoption of the 2025 Capital Improvement Element, CIE, and Community Work Program, CWP, for Spalding County and Orchard Hill, and to approve the adoption resolution for Three Rivers Commission. Now, as I understand this, we've originally went over this, and this is,
This is the approved documentation that, that has been reviewed not only by Three Rivers Regional Commission, but also by the Department of Community Affairs. This is our resolution, the opportunity for us to adopt all of the projects that we've placed inside of this community work program. And it's an opportunity for our community to share with us their thoughts on this resolution and the work program that we have moving forward.
right, this is a public hearing.
So you'll need to enter public hearing.
Motion to enter public hearing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Dr. Ledbetter, did anybody sign up for the public hearing?
I don't believe anyone has signed up for the public hearing. No, sir.
Okay,
Motion to come out of public hearing.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. We're out of public hearing.
Along those lines, if I could, I've been closely observing, sometimes inadvertently, the work on the library roof, and I believe it's done now. It's certainly a lot quieter, but it looks fantastic, and I really think they've done a great job. So
All right, yes,
I know that came out of the same kind
It
of.
did.
it did. It's
It
that's the
came-
kind of list that,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
there. Now, if you remember, we adopted this list a while back. This is really the resolution for this list that we're going through now. All right, item number 2, consider the adopting the resolution for 2025 capital improvement element update and the community work program update for Spalding County. Do I have a motion to approve?
Oh, you,
Oh,
you.
David, I'm sorry.
We're
So
just rocking and rolling, man.
we received notice this past Friday, that our CIE report, CWP report that we transmitted back in late August was approved. So the next step is for us and Orchard Hill to sign the adoption resolution and transmit it back to DCA and Three Rivers. So that's what we're here to do tonight. We've got to wrap it all up by October 31st. So.
All right. We have a motion already.
you do not.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0, motion carries. Excuse me, let me get right place. Item number 3, consideration of amplification permit at 818 North Ponder, Pomona, excuse me, couldn't get it to work. Pomona Road, Trail and Camp out on October 31st, 2025. The planned event is to occur with 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mr. Allen, would you present the information on behalf of the applicant?
Yes, sir. Are they here tonight? Yes, sir. Okay. So really, items 3 and 4 go hand in hand. They're just 2 days of the same event. They're proposing a trail ride and a camp out at 818 North Pomona Road. It's hard to say. Friday, October 31st from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And then I'll go ahead and talk about item 4. It'll be the next day, Saturday, November 1st, mostly during the day, but going up to 11 p.m. There will be amplified sound and some music throughout the time, so that's why they're here before you now, because of the usage of microphones and music and whatnot during those event hours.
Is this like a haunted trail ride kind of like a Halloween type?
Not a Halloween thing.
It's on Halloween. Come on.
Bring them up. Sir, if you don't
Come
mind,
on.
please
Yeah,
step
come on.
forward. And if you would state your name and address for the record, please.
y'all doing? My name is Nicholas Smith, address 246 Field Road, Griffin, Georgia, 30223. And on Friday, what we'll be actually doing, we'll be having like a trunk and treat for kids and everything. And it's a family event where it's actually a camp out. And on Saturday, we'll be doing an actual trail ride. So it's different kind of saddle clubs and stuff. We'll be bringing horses in. We'll actually ride the trail. Everything is going to be, pretty much after the trail on the property or whatever. But it's a family event, trunk or treat for the kids on Friday. We have bounce houses and everything, and we're just gonna be camping out on the property, and everybody pack up and leave out Sunday morning.
What's the amplification for?
Well, just because it's gonna be playing a little music and this and that, so I just wanted to go through the right steps just to make sure everything is permitted, and I'm actually setting out. We did events on this property actually years ago, and we actually have a letter set up that we're going to send out, to all the neighbors and everything, just letting everybody know what we got going on, basically just to respect everybody.
Do we need the amplification after 10? We try to keep everybody to that 10 o'clock cutoff. I mean, most people are asking for
10 o'clock is what our ordinance says. Let's make sure.
Yeah. Most people come and ask for the whole time of their event, including like the cleanup and stuff.
Right.
But if y'all are camping, I know if I'm camping, I'm gonna go to sleep before midnight. So.
Right. Well, the time frames this what was on the permit. When I filled it out. So the time frames was on there, and let me add this too, that the permit, the noise is not going to be like from 11 to 11. It may be different times. I'm actually doing different horse activities like buddy pickups and stuff like that. So we might have a microphone announcing someone's name and this. So it's not going to be actually from 11 to 11, but different times we will be amplified, playing a little music and this and stuff.
But it's not gonna like kill your event if we give you permission for this amplification to go to 10 p.m.
No, absolutely not.
Motion to approve until 10.
I second it.
All right, discussion. So remember, as a reminder, I believe, David, on the 23rd, on Thursday, we're looking at event center amplification ordinance.
Yes.
All right.
So this motion is specifically for October the 31st.
Yeah, we have to do the first, and then we have to do the second, right?
Yeah.
Because it's two different ones, so we got to approve them.
Yeah, all right. But the point I'm trying to make with us is, I want to get really hard on what we're doing, on what this looks like from now on. These two or three we'll go ahead and move through. But after the 23rd, I expect to have a different standard to be set up, especially for event centers. And then we'll start pushing. My intent is to start pushing towards event centers to be doing the outside amplification for anything beyond.
I mean, you want to do something once a year. That's,
We'll
but
work
if it's
that out
like,
without-
hey, monthly, I'm having to have another
Yeah.
quinceanera, you're like,
That's-
you're an event center man. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I want people need to understand, even in the country, it's not that you're never going to hear your name. On Saturday, if you live in Spalding County, it's going to be weird if you don't hear someone shooting a rifle or a shotgun in the woods. Like, this is Spalding
Cutting
County.
grass, doing stuff like that.
You know what I mean? That said, midnight, 10 o'clock, I shouldn't hear gunshots anymore. I shouldn't hear rock and roll music anymore. But at the same time, hey, if I live across the street from my neighbor, if it's rattling my windows, that's one thing. But if I hear his lawnmower, you don't live on an island. We live in a civilization. There is a level of
Give and take. Yes.
You have a motion in a second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0. All right. That was for the first one.
Number 4.
Yeah.
For now, do I have a motion on number 4?
On number 5. Motion to approve.
Number 4.
Number 4. We approved number 3
Oh, I see.
at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Up to 10 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah. Motion to approve on new business number 4 for November 1st till 10 p.m.
All right. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0, motion carries. Item number 5. Consideration of amplification permit 5507 Jackson Road. Outdoor wedding with live band on October 25th. The planned event will occur from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. Mr. Director Allen?
Yes, sir. Just as you said, on October 25th, which is coming up weekend here, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. I do have on my remarks no amplified noise past 10 p.m. I know y'all got a band. Y'all might want to come speak. I don't know, but that's the standard of not having the microphones and loud music past the 10 p.m. part of it. So.
All right, first, yes.
My name is Hector Guzman. Address is 787 New Salem Road here in Griffin. Yeah, it's just, so the property is technically about 90 acres. It's a family property that we have. Well, I say we, it's my uncle's. And he's letting us use it for mine and my fiance's outdoor wedding. Like I said, it's a one-time thing. I mean, we get together every now and then and do like little family get-togethers, but it's never been nothing huge. And we've had speakers and ride dirt bikes and four-wheelers out there, but it's never been with a band. So like the last gentleman said, we just kind of want to do all of our, I guess, trying to do everything right for having a live band out there.
Yeah, is the band playing to midnight?
Yes, because we only have them for 3 hours. They start at 9, yes.
This is much against the ordinances we've been going with. I'm willing to. I'm sorry?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah.
So this is what our ordinance says, and I don't think we're in the issue of granting exception for this. For first, the issue should be 10 o'clock.
I mean, I had the previous applicant come and said, yeah, on Halloween, we're doing a haunted trail ride until midnight or whatever. Like, that makes sense. I mean, it's like, hey, I'm doing a, New Year's Eve party. Well, yeah, then your amplification needs to go, so it's not that I'm against exceptions, you know what I'm saying? And if this is a once off on this property, that's, I'm not totally against it. I mean, there's several that come repeatedly and they're like, oh, it's a once off. You're like, this is the 5th time you come this year, but like you're an event center.
Yeah, I mean,
but I get if you guys are not for it.
All right, I mean, like I said, it's just, I mean, we get together every now and then, but it's never
amplified.
Never, yeah, it's never. And put campfire, just family get together and hang out there. And like I said, it's 90 acres. There's nobody there's a few neighbors, but my uncle actually owns like 2 houses that are on their property, and he's actually already talked to them, so they're okay. But there's nobody really near per se. But we just want to make sure everything is in order before everything starts.
I think. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with I understand this wedding is right now.
Yeah, it's this
It's
Saturday.
not as if we're talking about
It's
doing
Saturday,
something,
so- Yeah.
a month from now or 6 months
Yeah.
from now to be able to do this.
We didn't know, like I said, we just didn't think nothing of it. And then we kind of started talking to my uncle about it. And he said, I mean, we never have an issue. He's like, but just because it's a live band, he's like, let's just see what steps we have to follow. And I started looking into everything, and I was like, oh, well, so, I mean, it's short notice, but that's because we weren't unaware of what we had to do. Yeah.
My answer is still 10 o'clock.
I agree. We told the church rodeo 10 o'clock, so and we started. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? I'll vote with you.
And it's an amplification permit, so if they don't amplify it.
Yeah. If after 10, they can still party.
Yeah.
They just can't amplify.
I mean, we also spoke to the band. They are in agreement with, after a certain time, cutting speakers off. But
there's your amplification.
But
boom.
They will. But the issue is, you still will hear maybe some of the instrument.
You don't
because-
need you don't need a permit to make noise in your property. You need a permit for amplified noise. So.
Okay.
So that would really solve all of our issues if you could
Okay.
eliminate the amplification.
Speakers.
The band, yes, the speakers and everything, the band could play, and we're all happy with that. So I would prefer, I don't want to put you in an awkward situation, especially with fiance here saying, this is
Yeah,
a
she's
wedding
over
time,
there
and this
watching.
is a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Having the band and all of that stuff and playing beyond 10 o'clock, I think that's all okay with us, the amplification portion, if you can say, all right, so do I have a motion to adopt
10, right?
minus
10 p.m.,
amplification?
yeah.
Do we even need to do that?
No, sir, you just
All
need
right.
to approve the application until 10 PM.
That's
Correct.
I
And that's
make
what
a
your
motion to
is, right?
approve the 10 p.m.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hands. 4-0. You might want to stay around and double check with the county manager and the attorney
Yeah.
and David to make sure that we're all square
okay.
on what that looks
Yeah,
like.
I was actually planning to do
I
that,
don't want to
yeah,
get the
just
law
to make sure.
enforcement people out there and
Okay.
have a all right,
Yeah,
thank
sure.
you.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Like that Dutton Ranch shirt too.
Item number
You
6.
wore that just to butter me up.
Consider approval of the Regional Griffin Spalding Airport 46 contract. I believe that the county attorney, Stephanie Wyndham, will provide more information concerning the agenda item. Ms. Wyndham.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is the agreement with GDOT and the sponsors, being the city and the county and the airport authority, that will allow for the reimbursement of our Phase 2 property acquisition, those closings which are actually scheduled to begin on Wednesday of this week.
All right.
And there is one correction that is in the process of being made to this agreement. It indicated at section 4.2.1, number 3, that the sponsor's local share was actually $0. That's incorrect. This is a 5% match with the city and the county, so 2.5% each. That amount is $300,000. So you're going to be fronting money. This will allow for the reimbursement of all but $150,000 of that money. And the document is approved as to form, and it will go out to all the sponsors via GDOT's usual DocuSign process.
Oh, thank you. All right, let's make sure. Now, this is
If I
phase.
could get you a wet signature, I would. But
Thank you, thank you. This is phase 2. We've already done phase 1. We've already approved phase 1 for the same basically amount of money.
No, sir. Phase 1 property acquisition is properties that were bought several years ago. Phase 2 property acquisition.
That's right, that is right, yes. All right.
And then phase 3 will be right after the first of the year is what we're expecting.
We are expecting to actually file any necessary condemnations in December.
Okay, and you have money in the budget to do all this
We
stuff?
do, yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yeah, we knew this was going. Motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0, motion carries. Item number 7, consider approval of resurfacing Tony Road. Dr. Ledbetter, if you would provide some information on this, we'd appreciate it.
Yes, sir, I'll be more than happy to. So this year, Tony Trail was a part of the T-Splosh program. And our contractor, E.R. Snell, moved in to do the work on Tony Trail. In fact, if, Miss Eva, if you'll get to the next one, this is what they found. So they had about 1/4 of an inch of asphalt on this road. It was in extraordinarily poor condition. In fact, if you look at the far left-hand side, you will see where the trucks who were moving the equipment in actually created ruts in this road. And in the middle picture there, the ruts continue from where the tractor trailer that rolled in to deliver the equipment and the truck that brought in the gravel for this road actually sunk into the asphalt. This road was extremely poorly constructed.
So this is just a dirt road with
It's-
a little bit of asphalt.
That's
spilled on
correct.
it.
That's correct. There are houses on this road. There aren't many, but there are a number of empty lots that that could be constructed and should be constructed here relatively soon. In order to bring this road back to condition that will actually satisfy our requirements, if you'll slide back up one, is a $294,631 change order. This is above my, my spending limit, but we do have these funds available in our T-Splost, and it is staff's recommendation that we move forward with this change order and bring this road back to a condition that it should be, and provide good quality asphalt for the residents who live in this part of our community.
All right.
And this will still be able to come out of the T-Splost.
It will come out of T-Splost, yes, sir.
All right, the way we did T-Splosh, let's make sure we're all talking off the same thing, was a dollar issue. We go down so far down the list, and wherever the money runs out is where we stop. This is with the expectation of how much money we're gonna draw, we're able to do this one, and it's just costing more than we originally anticipated. But the funds from T-Splosh and where it is on the priority list are all the same.
That is correct, yes, sir.
All right, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to consider approve the resurfacing of Tony Trail.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0, motion carries. All right, let's move to item number 9. This is the report of the county manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have one thing that I would like to share with our commission this evening. Well, maybe two. So over the course of the last few weeks, I've had the privilege of attending and being a part of several tours for data centers and for the Georgia transmission facilities that are across our state, and was very impressed with how the Public Service Commission, Georgia Power, Georgia EMC, and our MEAGs across the state are working together to bring about the necessary requirements to meet the challenges that we have with respect to data centers, whether they come into Spalding County or whether they go into other counties across our state. And next week, I have the privilege of being one of 3 representatives for ACCG to travel to Loudon, Virginia, and tour 3 additional facilities. And I am very much excited about going and seeing what the data centers look like in Loudon, Virginia, and hear from the community leaders there about what the goods, bads, and uglies were for how they brought those developments in, and the challenges and opportunities and benefits. I want to see all 3 sides of the equation for the data centers that they have within that community. The next thing I would like to share is, sorry, please go ahead.
Before you, on that, so everybody understands the gravity of what he's doing. There's 159 counties, 3 people are going, and 3 people are gonna come back and write a report so that all the ACCG counties, 159, know what to look for, how to set up things so that you overcome the problems we have with data centers. So this is not just him going up and looking at it. 159 counties will benefit from what he is getting ready to do. So thank you for that and taking the time away from your job to go do that and then come back and have to still have the inbox there.
Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of that. I also want to share that the Board of Commissioners here have done just an amazing job at making sure that we are looking at every component along the journey for how to bring a data center into the state of Georgia. We're looking at the reduction of water requirements, where we're placing these facilities along the transmission lines and the close proximity of those transmission lines, and how we're building buffers around those facilities in order to resolve some of the challenges of any noise that may leave that site for any reason. I am just absolutely thrilled to be a part of the group and the think power that you guys bring to the table. So thank you for what you do. The next thing I would like to share is that I will be away from the office tomorrow. In fact, I leave just as soon as this meeting is over, headed toward Columbus, Georgia. I've been asked to participate in the hiring process for the Columbus Muskogee County City Manager's position, and we will be interviewing a number of people for that position. And it's just an honor to represent Spalding County, and for Spalding County to be even considered to be a part of such a prestigious opportunity. And it just speaks volumes for the work that this commission is doing. And I just want to say thank you for being a part of the team.
Okay, thank you. Report from the Deputy County Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have a couple announcements that I would like to make concerning our trick-or-treat events for Spalding County in conjunction with the City of Griffin. These events will take place next Thursday, October the 30th. We will have the downtown trick-or-treat event right in front of the annex and also at the park at 6th Street. And we are also inviting people after they finish with downtown to go to right beside the Memorial Stadium at the cemetery to have a safety trick-or-treat event that begins from 6 to 8. And that is with the fire department and the sheriff's department and also the city police department and fire department as well. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Watts?
Yes, I say with the board approval, I love to take the lead on working with the citizens and the animal control and trying to bring, not Jesus, but definitely trying to bring some common sense together.
Second.
All right.
And look, I want
His
to make sure
email
everybody
is
is square with this. I want Dr. Ledbetter to get right in the heart of that. You'll be the chair to able to do that. I want the county resources to be involved in how this works, what we do with it. This is a big deal. This is, I want it to be not everybody pick up your sword and walk in there. This is looking for the win-win, not the win-lose or the lose-lose. So this is a big deal with me. So please get involved. We may have to figure out how to do this and try to get it all set up.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Anything else, sir?
No, I'm finished.
All right.
And I'd like to second that. That's a great idea, and Reggie is the right person for it.
Whoop.
So I'll third that one.
Okay. All right. Vice Chair?
I too want to speak a little bit on data centers. I'm holding in my hand a copy of the petition that we received, and it's got a lot of concerns on it. And these are the same concerns that this board has about data centers. These aren't irrational concerns for the most part. I mean, environmental issues, safety risk. These are things that have been allowed by other counties to happen there with their data centers, and we see the negative effects from that. This board has committed to not allowing that kind of stuff to happen in Spalding County. Correct. So we have created the most stringent, the most draconian laws and restrictions to go for data centers to make sure that this kind of behavior that are legitimate concerns can't happen at data centers inside Spalding County. We need to continue to hold the line on that and to make sure that if a data center is coming, it meets those extremely high standards that we have set for it. Now, the data centers that have said that they're interested in coming have all agreed to those rules. So great. We need to hold them to that rule, hold them to that line, not let them come in at the last minute and say, actually, we don't want sound abating. We don't want, no, we're not going to allow you to dump. We're not going to allow you to. So I think if we can hold them to the high standards that we have set to address each and every single one of these legitimate concerns that people have approached us with, I think that we're going to have a great outcome here in Spalding County. Same thing when it comes to the airport. We're moving on, getting closer with that. I'm so excited to see steps being taken. It has taken an unbelievable amount of time to get the feds and every three-letter alphabet agency, plus the state 3-letter alphabets, plus the city and the county, and now it's a regional, so it's multiple counties. everybody on the same page. We're moving forward. I'm really excited about it. And I want to give everybody from the state on down kudos on it. On the other hand, the state also has an idea that they say horse has already left the stable on, there's no calling it back. They want to put a 4-lane roundabout at our industrial park on Highway 16 in a 65 mile an hour zone on a divided 4-lane highway with a median. It's going to cost $12 million, and that's the initial budget, and you know it's going to be more than that, instead of just putting a red light. That only a government could come up with an idea that ridiculous. That is $12 million to put a roundabout on a highway, on a 4-lane highway that is the main thoroughfare for commercial trucks, instead of just putting a red light. Only a government could think, hey, how do we get $12 million and put it in a pile and burn it? And yet, at the same time, make it a more expensive, less safe situation for everyone involved. I am so unbelievably against a roundabout on Highway 16. It makes utterly no sense. That's up there with dragons and unicorns. Like, that is fantastical. What a ridiculous idea. And I don't think I'm alone in that. We keep hearing a lot about animal control. We have some really fantastic people in animal control. I know that there are issues. Those issues still, in my opinion, stem from the criminal activity of people not taking care of animals, dumping animals, puppy milling animals. Animals aren't stray if somebody doesn't make them stray. This is not Australia. We don't have wild dogs. These animals came from somewhere. And that activity is now a felony in the state of Georgia. Those people need to be prosecuted, and we could expand animal control. We could triple the size of our shelter and have even more beds, and it would fill up in a month because we have that many people who are simply not caring for their animals. And unless there's consequences to their actions, not just theoretical consequences, but actual steel on wrist consequences, we can bail out the boat all we want, but unless we patch the holes, water's going to keep coming in. So that's fundamentally the issue with animal control. Are there perhaps some best practices and ways that we could improve what we're doing already? Yes, but at the end of the day, the problem is still going to be the problem that we've got unless we fix that fundamental problem. Finally, I want to just say early voting has begun. Get out and vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. We've got some city positions, there are some state level positions, but importantly for the citizens of Spalding County, especially our senior citizens, there is an initiative to effectively make seniors exempt from school taxes. Most of our surrounding counties have that. It would be fantastic if this county had that. Get out and vote. It's on the ballot. That's all I got.
Thank you. I would invite all citizens in Spalding County to join me with a Operation Green Light. It starts for November. The county will be doing it with us. Please join us. It's an opportunity to show veterans how much we appreciate what they have done, and family members and people like that have suffered so much from the loss of veterans. So please, everybody, put a green light out from 4 to 11 November. I echo the Vice Chair's comments on voting. Please get out and vote. So everybody understands, I think I have been working on this for nigh on 15 years to get this so that citizens have the opportunity to say what they want to do instead of politicians. This is important on the school tax issue. Whichever way it goes is okay with me. There has not been 3 weeks in the last 15 years that I've been here that somebody hasn't come to me and talked about school taxes, pro or con. This is the time we get to make the decision, and I appreciate the General Assembly and the governor passing that law so that we can make that vote. County Manager, I'd like for you to take the time in November and update us on the airport study that came out. It has big ramifications for the county, and I'd like to make sure that we all get that and it's streamed to everybody. It was an interesting comment I heard earlier that data centers are the new mills in counties around Georgia. That is a big money issue for us on data centers. It will pull money down from our taxes and a lot of things that the mills did in our county that are now gone, the mills that are now gone, data centers may be able to replace that funding in the long run. I've talked a number of times about suicides. 2 months ago, we were running multiple suicides in a weekend. In the last 4 weekends, we've had 2 weekends where we had no suicides and 2 weekends where we've only had 1 suicide. That's a huge success. We're moving in the right direction. Please take the time to talk to people if you think they're in trouble, if you think they need help. If nothing else, get them to 988 phone and they will talk to them if you don't think you have the skill. But I will tell you that just taking the time to say, what's going on, and start that conversation will save somebody's life. I'd like to see the great county sheriff in the back, and I'd like to say thank you for what you do for our county on a day-to-day basis to make us safe.
Amen.
It is a feeling throughout the county that they are safe here. Yes, there's issues once in a while, but overall, everybody in this county, I believe, and the majority issue is safe, and that's attributable directly to you. And I want to say, we say thank you to you and what you do every day and your staff that you've developed into such a wonderful thing.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yes, amen. At this time, item number 4, excuse me.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I also wanted to report to the board that the airport authority held pre-bid meetings for demolition for our phase 1 property acquisition. Those are those properties on Banks Road that have become a dumping ground in the interim. And so there were several contractors that attended the pre-bid meeting. They're all doing their due diligence now to submit their bids, and you should see things being moved in the next 45 to 60 days on that property, which is going to be a relief to all of us, I think. And also, if you have any business to do this Friday with the city of Griffin, 1 Griffin Center will be closing at 3 p.m. on Friday to replace the main electrical breaker.
I want to make sure everybody, we see the airport, new airport, as an engine for our county. This is a financial thing that we believe will help our county all the way around. So it's not just simply close an airport, open a new airport. We see this as a future cost engine for our county that will bring in jobs, will bring in things like that. All right? Anything from the community? Okay. All right. Item number 14. We will now enter into executive session for the following purpose. Conduct an executive session for the purpose of discussion and authorization of negotiation related to the acquisition, sale, disposal, or lease of real property as permitted under OCGA 5014-3B1B, where public discussion could adversely affect the county's position. Do I have a motion?
So moved for that reason.
And a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 3. We're now in executive session. We will come right.
You can tell him to go to the meetings. And
You go to the meeting.
motion, yeah.
Motion
Okay.
to come out of, executive session?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0.
Motion to approve a contract for the agreement for sale and purchase of real property of the old, original Spalding County Courthouse, as we discussed in executive session and has been worked out between the county and the city.
Okay. This is jail, right?
Yes, and the contract that has already been executed by the Downtown Development Authority.
All right. I have a motion and a second.
Discussion.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
There's been a lot of concerns about this. This is a historical building, and we absolutely do not want this building to be destroyed, and that is the intent of this contract. To wit, I'm going to read special stipulation number 15 here into the record so that everyone understands the purpose of this contract is to protect the historical value of this this structure and to preserve it in perpetuity. Number 15, special stipulations. A, the property, also known as the old Spalding County Courthouse, has been in the possession of Spalding County for more than 100 years. No deed or to subject property has been found of record upon the deed of records of Spalding County, Georgia, and it is believed that the conveyance likely took place via resolution pursuant to the enabling legislation which formed Spalding County. C, certificate of title attached here too. B, the old Spalding County Courthouse is of significant historical significance and is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. As such, and as part of the consideration for entering into this agreement, the purchaser agrees to maintain.
God bless.
Try to make it through that without sneezing. The purchaser agrees to maintain the structure located on the property as a historic building, and further agrees that the seller, as part of the consideration for the agreement, reduce the price purchaser agreed to pay for the property by $100,000 to ensure that the structure known as the old Spalding County Courthouse would not be voluntarily demolished by the seller, its successors and/or assigns, unless structurally warranted beyond reasonable cost of repair. The purchaser agrees that it will not demolish a structure located on the property known as the old Spalding County Courthouse without the express written permission of the seller, which will not be unreasonably withheld, unless the structure is destroyed or substantially damaged by an act of God or similar circumstance beyond the purchaser's control. This shall be included as a restriction on the deed conveying the property to the purchaser and recorded on the deed records in Spalding County. This restriction shall run with the land. C, Spalding County reserves the right to review and approve the survey to be used. Well, I won't go to that one, but the point of these clauses in this contract is to make sure that this historic building stays historic, stays standing, that the city of Griffin does the right thing with it, and yet is able to still utilize the downtown area for further economic development. So because of that strong language in there that's going to not just go with this contract, but attached to the deed in perpetuity, that's why we're okay conveying this over to them.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Now discussion is finalized. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. 4-0. Motion carries. All done.
Yep.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I have a second.
I'll take it. Is it Reggie's
All right.
motion? I'll take a second.
Okay. All those in favor, please signify by raising your hand. Thank you, Larry.